Hi, my name is Tara Miller. I'm a contributing blogger for Fabric.com, and I'd like to give you a tour of my sewing room. You may have seen my previous video, but we moved a couple of months ago, and so now I have a new space and I want to show you around. This is my bookcase. I keep all of my books organized so that way I can find them easily, which is pretty hard to do considering that I'm a put it down and leave it type of person instead of put it, when you're done with it, put it away, which is my new motto because I'm trying to get organized this year. This is a dresser that I'm going to be redoing this year. I'm going to paint it, I think, like a Kelly green, and then I'm going to do fabric on the fronts of the drawers and stuff like that. So look for that post in an upcoming blog. This is where, once I cut out pieces, I like to lay them out and organize them on here. It's a good surface so that way I don't clutter up my sewing area, and I don't have fabric stacked on top of fabric for on my cutting table. So it really helps me stay organized with my patterns. And in these drawers I keep yarn of different weights organized and patterns organized, and also little doodads like notions and tools and ribbons and stuff like that. And then up here you can see I keep a lot of my favorite fabrics. It helps me stay inspired. And I don't have a ceiling fan in here, so what I like to do is just have a regular fan that I got at a big box store. And if I'm working on cutting patterns and stuff, I keep the fan on the floor so that keeps the breeze moving, but it doesn't disturb any of my patterns. And on really hot days when I'm just sewing or knitting, I keep it elevated so that way I get a better breeze. This is my ironing board. I like to keep it on the door so it frees up floor space. I like to have a large area of floor space so for when I'm cutting bigger pieces like curtains and planning out my upholstery projects. So I like to keep this off the floor as much as possible, especially with a little one, because the floor-based ironing boards are pretty wobbly. So I like this, even though it's it doesn't have the point that the other ones do, but I have tailoring hams and stuff like that for more detailed pressing projects. As you can probably guess, this is the area that gets the most use. This is where I plan a lot of my projects, and it's also my cutting table. And I got this nice little light at IKEA, and I hung it with some movable hooks, those 3M wall hangers, so that way I can adjust the height, and I can also move it around easily without damaging the wall. And I have these little clips on thumbtacks hanging over my table, and it's a good place for me to hang my pattern instructions and pattern pieces once I've cut them out, so that way they don't blow away or fall into the ground or get lost in the general clutter that it usually looks like in here. And I keep all of my scissors and any other tools that I would need over here, and these are my pattern weights. This is where I keep fabric scraps and stuff like that. These are miscellaneous up here, and then I've got them organized by color underneath there. And I keep my current projects hung up here so that way I can see them easily and put them away when I'm done without losing anything, because I'm really bad about losing things. And I keep all my rulers and measuring tapes and stuff hung up here so that way I can easily find them and access them when I need them. This is another one of my special areas. I really love this yarn organization right here because it's color-coded and it just looks really pretty, and it makes me smile every time I see it. And this is my favorite fabric collection. I bought it about 6 years ago and I still haven't cut into it. I just love to look at it so much. And this is where I keep my sewing form, and it's really good light right here so I can see any details or wrinkles that I need to fix. I also keep a roll of the ends of newsprint right here, and it's really great for copying patterns onto it so I don't have to cut my patterns. I can just trace out the size that I need at that time. This, of course, is my sewing table. It used to be our kitchen table, but we didn't have a need for it anymore, so I moved it up here. And these drop leaves are really great for when I'm working on bigger projects or I just need more room to spread out. And it's got great shelves under here where I keep my sewing machine accessories and my embroidery machine accessories as well. And this shelf is really great because it houses my thread collection, and I've got this really great candy dish that a friend made for me in Craft It Forward last year. And I also like to hang some of my kid projects up here so that way I stay organized and I can find them easily when I want to use them again. This is where I also keep my TV, and I watch a lot of my Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice movies up here so that way I don't feel so bored if I'm working on a really long or tedious project. As you can see, right next to my sewing table I've got a little dormer area, and it's got the little door to the left is a storage area where I keep big pieces of foam and interfacing and pillow stuffing and ugly stuff that you don't want to see out in a sewing room. I also have a little play area set up for my daughter so that way I can get some work done in here after she naps or in the morning. Sometimes she watches movies in here with me. And you can also see up on the wall I've got some fabric covered plates, and right over here I've attempted to hang the embroidery hoops with fabric, but they're just on thumbtacks right now and they do not stay up when any kind of breeze comes through this window. So I'm going to be attempting some of your suggestions on Facebook, and I'll let you know how that turns out. And if it turns out well, this whole wall should be covered with fabric swatches. But I'll give you a close-up of the fabric covered plates in a second. Here you've got a good shot of the fabric covered plates that I hung up using plate hangers. And these are just some regular plates I got at IKEA and at thrift stores. So basically what I did is I just found some coloring page that I liked, and then I cut out the shape, and using freezer paper I cut out the shape. I ironed the freezer paper onto the fabric and then cut out the shape, and then using white glue I just affixed them onto the plate and then covered them so that way they would be sealed. But I've got some silhouettes of animals and some people on there, and I just think it looks really nice. It's a nice way to display your fabric. Last but not least, this is my knitting chair.